Good morning. Thank you for taking time to join me today for this video 5 for 5. I hope you'll do this every day this week as our other 4 pastors will cover Tuesday through Friday. Hey, and when you're done with them, be sure to share them on social media or like them on social media or forward the email just to let other people get encouraged, hopefully, the way that you'll be encouraged through these this week and every week. So I am a Georgia Bulldog fan, all right? So been that way for a long time. And for a good Georgia Bulldog fan, you've got 2 rivals that have been rivals for a long time. Those would be the Florida Gators and the Tennessee Volunteers. They're both conference foes, and even in our own side of the division as well. Well, just follow me on this for a moment. Imagine for a moment that Florida, the Gators, is playing Tennessee, the Volunteers. And let's say it's that point in the season where we really need Florida to lose, all right? It'll help us in the standings, it'll help us in the rankings, and we need Florida to lose. Well, here's what's going to happen. Every Georgia fan in existence is going to be pulling for Tennessee. We're going to become like Tennessee fans in a sense. Even though they're our rival and our foe, we're going to pull for them. We're going to align with them because we want Florida to get beat. It'll help us in the end. Well, you know what? Israel did something similar in the Old Testament, not just once, but multiple times. But one of those is described right here in Isaiah chapter 30. So for Israel, historically, they had an enemy called Egypt. And back in the end of Genesis, beginning of Exodus, Egypt would actually have Israel as slaves, as forced laborers. They oppressed them. God set Israel free miraculously. Fast forward a few hundred years, and what we find is that Assyria is now the world power. They are a threat to Israel. What does Israel do out of fear? They run to Egypt to build an alliance. God had an issue with it. And he describes that right here in Isaiah chapter 30, verses 1 and 2. Here's what God says to Israel. He says, "Woe to the rebellious children, declares the Lord, who execute a plan, but not mine, and make an alliance, but not of my spirit, in order to add sin to sin, who proceed down to Egypt without consulting me, to take refuge in the safety of Pharaoh, and to seek shelter in the shadow of Egypt." You see, the reason God had an issue with that was because through the centuries, he had been Israel's protector and provider and sustainer and blesser, right? And now in their time of desperation, they've turned from him, they've turned from God, and they've tried to find provision and protection and sustenance and all of that through this alliance with Egypt. You know, we do a lot of the same things, don't we? There are times when we form an unholy alliance in search of something deeper. Maybe for you, it's been an alliance with your career or with your bank account. And, you know, God is your provider. God knows exactly what you need. He knows how much is too much, how much is too little. But maybe you've sort of pushed him to the curb while you've tried to build an alliance with your career or with your bank account or with your retirement fund. Sometimes, you know, we build an alliance of trust with a political party or a political system or a political figure. A lot of Christians in the past few days have really been struggling, right? Because they placed their trust in a party or a person or a system, and it didn't come out the way they wanted. And it seems as though for them all hope is lost. You know what? Our hope has always been God. It's always been the person of Jesus. None of that has been shaken in the least. Or maybe for you, you have an unholy alliance with a relationship, right? Maybe for you, not so much your marriage, but maybe it's a dating relationship or a friendship or a partnership in business. And you only have that relationship because you're thirsty on the inside and you're looking for something more. All the while, God, who created you, is the one you've pushed to the side. You know what I hope for you today? As soon as this video is over, no matter if you're at your desk at work or about to run out the door to do your errands, I hope you'll take a moment, pause, and just pray. And ask God to show you those areas of your life where you're trusting in something less. Psalm chapter 20, verse 7, David says, "Some trust in horses and some in chariots. We trust in the name of the Lord our God." Ask him to show you, where is my trust misaligned? And Lord, help me to trust you above and beyond and instead of everything else in this world. Hey, I hope you have a great day today.